Hey everyone, it's been a while. So yeah, I haven't dropped a video in some time, and I'm back at it. But oops, I did it again. Anyway, we'll get to that. I just want to do a quick little update though on so my neck. So as you guys know, I was down there the last time. I think in December, and I came out of that great, man. It's been remarkable since then. I've got so much of my strength back, so much feeling back. As you guys know, the old test I used to do was with the old water bottle test, and I wasn't able to. Not only was I not able to rotate it, I couldn't even grip it strong, and that's all back now. My grip strength is really increasing to the point now where I do, dead hangs and things like that, which I was not able to before. I couldn't even do a pull up anymore because of that. So all that functionality is back. I don't know if it'll ever be 100%, but I'm very happy where it is. And the atrophy of a couple of the muscles that were gone has come back, and I just couldn't be happier for this. It's unbelievable. It's like a miracle. So thank you, CPI, Ed Clay, Scott Nelson, staff, crew, everybody. Absolutely incredible. That brings us to now. Yes, the neck was amazing and is amazing and went really well. When I got back, you have to take some time off between, from the time you finish up your treatment to you can get back into regular activity. Memory serves me, I think it's 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere around that point. And when I got the okay to get back in, I really jumped in. I was so excited to get back because everything was functioning so well and everything was feeling so great. But I jumped back too quickly. I think I'd taken so much time off. The stabilizers weren't there anymore, and deadlifting, and caught it on video because I was doing it with a coach, and boom, lower back went, and it was pretty darn bad. So it was really, really disheartening, and I kind of went into a bit of a seclusion. I was pretty depressed about the whole thing. Decided just to focus on work, focus on myself, and because I physically just couldn't do anything as just other than rehab physio. So eventually, though, it slowly started coming back, and you start getting back into the gym again, to the point where I was back in like 6 days a week, switching between cardio and resistance training, and doing absolutely great. No issues whatsoever, and just a slow, gradual comeback. Then about 2 weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago today, I had gone in, did jiujutsu, king jiujutsu, and after class, we were just drilling and stuff, and felt great. After class, I went to stand up, just moving the wrong way, pop. And it's the old cliche thing, reaching for a towel or a newspaper or moving the wrong way. And it went bad. It was excruciating. The worst I've ever experienced. I've never experienced anything like it. It was pain all the way down to an S1 nerve root. But the most terrifying thing is my right foot stopped working. And I, honest to God, mean it. Like, it just would not function. No up, down, nothing. So into the hospital. Had to get an emergency MRI, which here in Canada under socialized healthcare is 5 days as an emergency, unless you're bleeding out or something. So when I had the MRI done, and during that week, things settled down some. The crazy nerve pain started calming down. But the one thing that didn't leave, it got a little bit better, is my foot. So I can't do it here. So I'm not able to. As this foot, you can see lifting the toes and dropping the toes. I can't do that with the right foot. It just won't do it. Can't spread. It can't do anything. I can turn it in this way a bit, but that's about it, and it's completely numb. So I've turned my ankle like 5 times now because I can't feel it, and it doesn't move properly. And I trip on stairs. I'm one of these person who wears Crocs in the summer, and I can't do it because the way they hang and drop. I've tripped so many times, so I have to wear a lace shoe, and I'd even debated getting an ankle brace. But anyway. Here in Canada, of course, like the neck, they wanted to sending me in to see a surgeon, and talking about fusion stuff, because the MRI came out and it's pretty bad. In this case, it's not just the bulging disc, which there are 2 of, L5S1, L45, but there has a fragment of something has broken off, and it's fallen inside, and it's impinging against the spinal canal. And it's pretty serious, it's causing all these issues. If it stays this way, I could get permanent nerve damage or worse if it continues on this path. So I reached out to CPI again and to see if there's if they could do anything. So requested the MRI results, and they've reviewed it and got back to me and said absolutely. So I'm heading down there tomorrow. It's a bit of a rush thing, you know. I wasn't prepared for it, but things are so bad that they really want to get me in there. And I'm, you know, you could probably even judge from my voice and stuff. I'm pretty nervous. This is, you know, the neck was scary and stuff, but it was a gradual thing, you know, that came on to the point where, you know, it kind of snuck up on me, which in and of itself is its own, you know, hard thing to deal with. But when it was something immediate, like I had no problems, nothing at all with my legs, or my lower back had been doing phenomenal. So just losing that, it's a really difficult thing to kind of put into words. It's foreign. It feels weird. It just, I don't know. I can't feel my foot. I can't use it. It feels almost like you're trapped a bit. So anyway. And it really sucks too, because as you can see here, I've been setting up to, you know, we had moved, and one of my things is I really wanted to set up an actual proper podcasting studio and space that I could have guests in as well. And, you know, it's getting there, and then this happens, and it sucks. It really sucks the air out of things. And, you know, that's why I have been in, you know, I've been in hibernation for the last few months, just rehabbing my back as it was. And now it was just a terrible, terrible blow. So I can't thank CPI enough for being able to take me on. And because I was trying to, or want to avoid another horrific surgery. You know, I had surgery before in my late 20s, L5S1 partial discectomy, which I regret to this day. You know, just doctors knew best when I was in my 20s. And it's, you know, and that's probably, you know, contributed greatly to what has happened now. So trying to avoid that at all costs, and, you know, things with stem cells and whatnot to help my body kind of heal itself. So that's where we are. Oops. I did it again. Hopefully this is the last time and I'm able to learn some valuable lessons, which I think I have. The crushing of the ego. It's just jumping back into the gym so quickly. And, you know, I need to learn patience with that. And I need to learn patience in a lot of areas of my life, frankly. And but this is no different. So that's where we are, folks. Also, people had reached out to me with questions. I tried to get back to folks as much as I could with their questions, but there's still a couple. I just want to take the time to kind of answer them here, because they're questions that I know other people have as well. Stem cells. Not helping the old eyes, though. Let's see. How many days you stay? Okay, so I'll be in there. I think everybody's the same. I'll be going down tomorrow, as I said, Sunday, and I go to San Diego, stay the night there, shuttled over the next morning, Monday morning, and we start that morning. First thing with, you know, blood tests, MRIs, and things of that nature, and then into all the therapies. And what people need to understand is you're not just getting stem cells when you're down there. You know, CPI is a part of CHIPSA Hospital, which is a world-renowned cancer hospital, and the care down there is incredible, absolutely incredible. So every day you're getting like IV ozone therapy, Myers cocktail, NAD drip therapy, hyperbaric oxygen chamber, pulse magnetic field therapy, infrared sauna. It's phenomenal. Then the food is incredible, organic. I think it's even locally sourced. You're just taking such good care of the staff. The staff, I can't say enough about. They're absolutely just beautiful, amazing people that I've never, you know, I've been into different medical facilities, lots of places, and obviously mostly here in Canada. I've never come across care like that. I mean, obviously we're in a socialist system here. It's different, but it's the amount of care is just remarkable. Anyway, so that's 5 days down there. Next question. Did you do hyperbaric oxygen therapy after stem cells and PEMF, or pulse electromagnetic field? No, I did not. I just didn't have availability to it here where I am. I'm sure I could track it down in the city for sure, but I moved a little bit north now and it's just not available. However, I still do sauna every single day. I wish I had a cold plunge. I do not. That's going to be my next thing I look at. Excuse me. But sauna, I find, has been really, really helpful. It's really helped with the healing, with obviously with blood flow, and I'll go in there. I'll be in the sauna. I'll be in there minimum 20 minutes, and I'll go through specific stretches and nerve flossing and stuff at that time too, which really, really helps. Did you do the epidural space or straight into the disc? I believe it was straight into the disc, but I'd have to verify that with the doctors. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Do these stem cells injections help treat disc degenerative disease? I hope they do, because that's my major one problem. So I have severe disc degenerative disease. It runs in our family, and mine is probably the worst, even though I'm the youngest, just because years and years of constant physical activity, from gym to combat sports, CrossFit, you name it. I think it's just, it took its toll on me, and you pay the price. And it's strange though. I often think about disc degenerative disease because it's a weird one. You think of evolution, and how did this survive evolution? It doesn't make any sense to me. But nonetheless, I'm dealing with it. Do you have to pay the same amount the second time going down on your follow-up? No. So follow-ups are included, other than travel costs, of course. And you get free, I think it's IVF stem cells, like 30 billion. Again, don't quote me on that. It's going from memory, but I believe it was 30 billion IV stem cells on your follow-up as well. How's the recovery? Recovery was incredible. When I came back the second time, now it comes in, I've talked about this before, it comes in waves where I'll won't feel anything for a while, and I'm wondering if I plateaued, and then all of a sudden I'll get this weird like nerve pain down the back of my arm, down into the back of my hand. It's almost like cold, or it's really difficult to explain, really. And usually after a wave like that, I'll even feel a bit better. But I can't overemphasize how much better it is than when it's hard for me to comprehend myself, because when I went down there, like I said, I couldn't even pick up a coffee cup at that point. And now here I am, I grip, like it's incredible. Like I'm doing dead hangs, I can do jiujutsu, and it's pretty incredible. The wrist strength is still not where I'd love it for it to be, and who knows if it ever will be. But it's a small sacrifice to pay. So yes, I am. The recovery. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone, and what you had done. And I've heard of people, months and months and months after, when they really hit their top peak. Oh yes, this question I put there because it comes up from everybody and their dog asked me this, and I'm sorry I can't answer it. How much does it cost? I could tell you how much I paid, but it's not going to give you any indication of what you're going to pay. Including when I was down there before, like people are down there for knees, ankles, elbows, shoulders, backs, necks, cosmetic, you name it. And the price is based on how much work you're having done and how many stem cells you're using. So unfortunately, I can't answer that. It's not cheap. I'm not going to lie. It's not cheap. But you know what? It's again, we have to weigh things in our life. I've gotten frustrated when I've talked to people who are in rough physical shape, and they complain about the price going down there, yet they're driving like in a very expensive sports car or something. And it just, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. For me, my health is my number one thing before a car or anything else. And I will invest in that wisely and do what I can to stay, mobile, youthful as best as I can. So anyway, the price is based on how many stem cells you require, and everyone is different. So yeah, so that's basically where we are. That is the update. So yes, like Britney Spears says, oops, I did it again. And I am back down there. And, so I probably won't do it as intensive as I did before with long form recordings. But I definitely will. Keep folks abreast, probably more short clips on Instagram or something of that nature, and just keep you abreast of how things are going through this one to the lower back. And hopefully I get results like I got on my neck, and I'm feeling really optimistic. I really, really am. again, like up here, it's been a scary couple of weeks. Just the way the paralysis of the foot and the nerve issues, damage in the leg it was really, really scary. And just to think that, the only option here again is surgery, invasive surgeries. And not only that, in a case like this, they can't even tell me when I get in. Again, I'm not being hyperbolic. Unless you are bleeding out or on the verge of death, it's very difficult to get immediate care in Canada. So I probably be looking at months before I get in to see a surgeon. And even in that case, and then to get the surgery scheduled and all that stuff, the damage could be at that point too late. It could be like, if you have something cut off that long, it could be permanent or worse, full on paralysis or worse. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. So I am so incredibly grateful for CPI taking me on. They reviewed everything and said, "Yep, come on down," and rushed me in, which is incredible. So I can't thank them enough. Again, I said it a million times, and I say it again. Thank you, Scotty Nelson and Ed Clay, for everything. Ed, all your correspondence has meant the world to me, and it's I don't know where I'd be without you guys. You really, I would say, saved my life. And look at how many other people you're touching. I see it all the time with the videos now that are coming out with updates and stuff. And I like to feel like I'm a bit of a trailblazer in that one. and I love it. I love seeing all the folks coming out who have avoided nasty surgeries or worse, and coming out with incredible experiences and stories. So this is the real deal, friends. It's a real deal. So anyway, I'm glad to be part of that. So stay tuned for more. Yeah, let's see how this week goes, and let's get it done. Happy Canada Day.